Hi, welcome to the Love Multiverse. I'm Dr. Karen Sternberg. What's the difference between couples that stay together and couples that split up? Have you ever seen or known a couple that fights and fights like there's no tomorrow? They argue, they have discussions, they yell, they scream off and right out in the public. And it's all totally normal to them. You're just waiting for them to split up, because how much longer can they take it? And for that matter, how much longer can the rest of the world take it? And then you probably also know one of those couples. They seem like they're made for each other. Those lovebirds always holding hands and whispering sweet nothings to each other. You can literally see them 20 years from now still happily married with a big family gathered around them. Now let's take a guess. Which couple is still together? Is it the couple that was constantly fighting? Or is it the couple that was like lovebirds? Let's think about that for a moment, because there's a difference between those two couples that is not quite obvious, but it's a difference that did make or break their relationship, and that can make or break your relationship as well. The difference lies in the love stories each and every one of us has, and whether those love stories are compatible with the love stories of our partner. Think about it this way. As you grow up, you're surrounded by different love stories that teach you what love is. You witness your parents, you see your neighbors, you see other couples in your family, you read books, you watch movies, and you begin to build some expectations of what love is like, of what it means to be loved, and how love should be expressed. So pretty much from the beginning of your life, you build a concept of what love is and what relationships are like. This concept, which we call love story, determines what you expect to get in a relationship, what you expect to give in a relationship, how you expect to interact with your partner, and how you expect your relationship to pan out in the long term. And here is the problem. We are usually not aware of our love stories. Yes, there are multiple stories. Most people have more than one story. And there's one that takes center stage. It depends on the time. It depends on who you're with. So with different partners, you can have different stories take center stage. But if your love stories do not match the ones of your partner, you've got a fundamental problem. Plus, not all love stories are created equal. We found in our research there are some stories that are less likely to lead to a happy relationship than others. You see, our fighting couple, they're actually still together, and pretty happily so. They have a war story, a story in which fighting is what it's all about. They have the same expectations for the relationship and the same way of interacting with each other, how to express their feelings and solving conflicts. It may not work for you, but it sure works for them. And our lovebirds, they actually split up a few years later, because as passionate as they were about each other in the beginning, there wasn't much to really keep them together. They had different love stories and different destinations in life, really. Let's look at the male partner, Frank, first. He had a business story. He was all about financial planning and planning your life and your family and everything. He wanted to be the breadwinner and take care of all financial things in the family, and expected his wife to stay home, organize the household, their everyday life, and take care of their little daughter. So financial security and planning and all these down-to-earth things were really important to Frank. His wife, Kathy, on the other hand, had a travel story. She had a deep yearning for adventure and so much passion for life burning within her. She did not care about financial security and savings. She would rather be out in the world, spending their money on experiences they'd remember for a lifetime. And having a small child did not suffocate her dreams. She kept dreaming and seeking new adventures until she realized that her vision of a life was pretty much incompatible with that vision of Frank. They didn't turn out to be a good fit after all. And if you want to stay together, and happily so, you need to have the same destination in the same mode of transportation to get you there. So where does this leave you? Well, first of all, every one of us has our own set of love stories that are rooted in all of our experiences. What we've seen in others, what we've experienced ourselves, what we have read, the movies we've watched. Which one is your primary love story at a given time depends on the situation and the partner you have. Second, for a relationship to be successful and make both partners happy, you need to have some compatibility between love stories. No two love stories are ever exactly the same, but they need to be somewhat compatible to make a relationship work. Third, you are unique and so is your partner. And that's what the love stories tell you. There's no right or wrong in how you feel and what you want. And don't ever let anybody tell you that. And fourth, and I think this is a very important point, always remember that you are not a victim of your history and your experiences. Yes, you are what you are, but your stories are changeable to some extent, and they can be adapted to better match those of your partner and to make you both happy. I truly believe that you can take charge of your life and your relationship.